All right, I'm trying to go live again. YouTube is not explaining why they shut down the one that I was only on for 4 minutes. Um, so somebody reported the live. I don't know. YouTube's giving me no explanation on why they stopped my live. So someone out there just being an asshole? Dumb. Yeah. Because it said it was either for copyright infringement for audio or video, which I have nothing playing. So that's not it. And it said, or we received, and then doesn't finish anything, and there's nothing clicking and nothing that I can get an explanation for why they stopped it. And all I had done so far in that 4 minutes was talk about the email I got from Melissa and what is currently going on in her prison. So, very interesting if these are, if this is a game somebody's playing just to try and block me from talking. That's weird. Or is it just going to be some kind of mistake like Facebook just had the other day when so many people's posts were getting deleted and because of this whole stay at home and the coronavirus. So is it that? I don't know. But I'm trying again to do a live, and we'll see if this one lasts or if this one gets reported also. Okay, Patty says if you talked about the virus, they are doing that. Not sure if that's the case. Okay. So let me say again, well, now I'll just summarize what I got. I was summarizing Melissa's email, but so what Melissa was saying is that her prison is on somewhat of a lockdown right now. They're able to use phones and shower and laundry, but they're not allowed to go to the chow hall to eat. Meals are being delivered to them. They are limiting the amount of people who work in the kitchen. She said she's getting 3 meals a day that are delivered to her and that her box is full. And I explained what the box means. When you're in, at least in Melissa and Marnie's prison, all your possessions are supposed to be able to fit in a box. You can't just have them out about in your room. So she says she's got plenty of hygiene products and laundry stuff, laundry soap. So when I emailed her back, I told her to let me know if she runs out of anything, needs anything, and that we all would help her. So if Melissa tells me at any point that she needs laundry soap or whatever, I'll let y'all know and we can put some stuff in her commissary so she can get her have stuff while she's in there. And the thing that I was in the middle of saying when then I got shut down was hello Carol, that the inmates that I work with, I've always found it very interesting because even Steven, who I don't speak to anymore, but all of them, when I would ask them if they need something or whatever, they'll always go, I'm good. So it's not like, taking advantage of people and, I want to, get me stuff, get me stuff, get me stuff. They're truly only looking for, it's like, no, I'm good. I don't need anything right now, so, but, so that's Melissa and Marnie's prison. I know when I talked to Kent on Tuesday, he said, they weren't on a severe lockdown. They weren't allowing visitors, but his prison, they were doing okay there. So But then you see all these reports online and stuff. I mean, what are they going to do at these prisons? That's so hard to, a lot of people are in rooms, like Melissa, she's in a room that she's only got one roommate. Marnie's in a room that there's four, there's four of them total. So she's got three. There's other rooms at prisons, that you've got a whole bunch in one room, and I know they're making that limit of 10 on the outside, but what do you do in a prison? And, you've got all those lifers that get up in age. So, I'm really worried about the welfare of inmates right now. So, and yes, Patrick, hope everybody's staying safe inside. Um, Something I said for me today, I'm like, all right, I got up this morning. I actually showered. My hair's still wet. Showered. I put a bra on. Woohoo. But it's like, okay, what else am I going to do today? Patrick says, but I'd imagine the prison workers could easily bring the bug into the facility. Right. That's the worry. Them, inmates, they're not going to contract it, but the people coming in there are going to bring it in. And the way this works too is, what is it, 10 days, 14 days that you're carrying it before you even have any symptoms. So you don't know, you feel fine, you have nothing. And Miley, we should all take our bras off. Union. So it's a scary time. And oh, sorry, over here on where Melissa's email is, it's telling me I'm timing out, and I'm first going, oh no, am I getting shut down again? But that's the other one. I'm not scared. You're not scared? Jeff's not scared. Yeah. Jeff actually just bought a new gun. That's how Jeff prepares. It was unrelated. He says it's unrelated that he bought a new gun. But he said when he went to the gun store, you said it was a really long line, right? Really long line there. They were sold out of everything. And there were these people that I refer to as soccer moms, so white, rich women wanting a gun for never had a gun, wanting a gun for the first time, and worried about what the color is or how heavy it is, so they're going for fashion over function. And then I'm sure these are the same people that are shocked to find out that you can't just pick out a gun and walk home with it. There's rules to be followed even in a quarantine. Okay, Tiffany says it's up to 14 days before you have a symptom. It's scary. Tiffany is still working, but if we choose not to, we have to take a leave of absence. Heather's sister-in-law has COVID. How is she feeling? Carol Ann says starting to shut things down here in Oz. Yeah, here in Illinois, our governor put us on a stay-at-home that we have until April 7th. But people are freaking out about that, making it seem like, you have to stay in your house and can't do anything else, but that's not true. They're also now today, because there's people that are saying they have these official letters saying it's, they're okay, they can go driving because they have this official letter, and that's not needed. That's like another hoax thing. You don't have to have that. Anybody can be driving. They can't stop you from driving someplace. There's certain businesses that are deemed essential, and then the ones that are deemed non-essential, and the non-essential ones have to close. Oh, Karen says my face is paused. I don't know if that's on everybody. Okay, so Tiffany tells her to try going out and come back in. Yes, Heather, in Illinois. Jeff, what exactly is the when you buy a firearm, how long do you have to wait?
24 hours for long guns, 3 days for handguns.
24 hours for long guns, 3 what?
3 days for handguns.
3 days for handguns. Patrick, and what about ammunition? I know somebody was asking about that. You don't need to
Walk
be,
right into Walmart, buy that one. You got a FOID card.
okay, but here you have to have a FOID card to buy ammunition? Do you have to do anything like that anywhere else?
No. Well, no. Some states that no is the answer.
All right, so I just got an email from YouTube saying, "Hi, Justice with Jax. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video, Ask Jax Anything 3/22/2020, was tagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. Video content restrictions. As mentioned, we've removed your content because we think it violates our community guidelines. You can find specific information about these guidelines in the YouTube Help Center. Please note that due to the recent global health crisis related to COVID-19, a number of our normal review processes have been disrupted. You can read more about that here. In an effort to prioritize the well-being of our employees, our extended workforce, and the communities where they live, we are relying less on human reviewers and more on automation alone to make decisions. As a result, some content may get removed in error. If you think this removal was an error, please appeal using the form below, and we will get back to you as resources allow. Note that we will be slower to respond to appeal requests. Okay, so they're going to be slow to my appeal, but they're within 4 minutes of me being live talking about Melissa in prison. That can get yanked right away. We apologize for these disruptions. Taking these workforce precautions is the right thing to do for the people who work to keep YouTube safe and for the broader community. Aren't these people like all at home working on their computers? We appreciate everyone's patience as we take these steps during this challenging time. Impact on your account. This removal has not resulted in a community guideline strike or penalty on your account. However, we still encourage you to review all of your content to make sure it's in line with our community guidelines. Additional violations could result in strikes against your account or even lead to account termination. And then how I can contact them to call bullshit. All right, let me scroll back up to what you guys were saying while I was reading that. Yeah, so the tagging thing, like I said before, might not be an asshole reporting me. They've got bots that are just going around, I guess. And if you mention the virus in any way, it's yanking it. I don't know. Or somebody did report me. I have no idea. But we've been on for almost 14 minutes now. So knock on wood, we're still here. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll appeal it at some point when I'm done with this. Miley, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Does that help me in stuff being reported, me being told on or whatever? I don't know. So, lovely. Don't know who reported me, Karen. It doesn't tell me. Just, but it's funny because all I had discussed in there was Melissa's email and how things were at her prison. So I don't know how that's a violation of anything. But whatever, we're doing this little bit of a live today. I only plan on staying on for an hour. So, and we may go live more as I'm bored, stuck at home. Yeah, some people's internet is sucky, so I apologize to those who it's getting it spinning or I freeze up or whatever. Um, I'm probably gonna be doing lives with Tammy on the WMP Justice Review. We're gonna start getting in depth into Marnie's case. And so we'll be doing that on the WMP Justice Review Facebook page, more than likely. So we're going to do things like one live. We're just going to give you like the cliff notes on Marnie's case for those that don't know her case. So, you know, what it is. And then each live we do after, we're going to focus on one particular thing in the case. You know, so the gun, the rental car, you know, those kinds of things. And we'll talk to you all about that. So that should be coming this week. I talked to Tammy for a while yesterday, and that's my assignment to come up with, you know, the content, you know, since my title with Justice Review technically is I'm the social media director. So I have to come up with the stuff to do on social media. So and then we'll be doing lives with different people that are part of the Justice Review team. So there would be Tammy, obviously, who is our great Oz. And then there'd be Larry, Marnie's dad. We're talking about doing a live with Marnie that we would have her on speakerphone. And then just all the different interesting people that are part of the Justice Review team, the lawyers, the lie detector guy, the ballistics experts, the investigators. And so each one will be able to talk about their role in Justice Review and what they have found in being a part of this case. An assignment I can give you all is, where is Shaun Gayle? Shaun Gayle is the guy that Marnie was having a sexual relationship with, and they were also business partners. They did real estate stuff together. And after all of this happened, Shaun Gayle fled the country, and he's in the UK. He's a sportscaster in the UK, but he's kind of like disappeared, and it's hard to find him or, you know, what's going on with him. You know, back during Marnie's case, he had 18 girlfriends at once. So what is his situation now? There are rumors that he's married with children. Is that true? I'm very curious. And anytime that press has reached out to Shaun on this case now, no comment. They can't get him. So if any of you across the pond, Shaun is Shaun, middle initial L, last name Gayle, Gayle. Carol Ann, he was a part of the Chicago Bears, the 85 Chicago Bears that won the Super Bowl. You know, so that Super Bowl Bears were a big deal. So so he's in the UK now, and he's a broadcaster for somebody on here. Tell me what it is. I want to say it was something like Sky something. So yeah, not suspicious at all that he picked up and left the country when, I kid you not, that those 85 Chicago Bears are gods in the Chicago area. Sky Sports. There you go, Christy. Christy is a really good researcher. So yeah, really appreciate you, Christy. And what is this? There's a budget van that just pulled up in front of my house. But Jeff just walked outside, but I don't know if he went by the pond. Hold on a second. Okay, now I see Jeff walking down the driveway to go to the guy who's delivering something here. So anything you can find on Shaun L. Gayle. And that will be one of the lives that we do is we're going to focus on Shaun Gayle and his part in this case. Yeah, I was looking for you because I'm like, oh, are you by the pond when I saw him pull up?
You was what?
When I saw him pull up, I didn't know if you were outside by the pond. Ah. So if you find anything on Shaun Gayle, you can message it to me or you can email it to me, justicewithjax@gmail.com. Because just kind of curious on what he's doing now. What, we know he's with Sky Sports, but what, is he married with children or is he still, or just because he's just because he's married, it doesn't mean he still doesn't have 18 women. So just curious. Let me know if you find anything. Joyce says dogs don't care. Speaking of dogs, so many shelters need people to foster dogs because the shelters are trying to keep their workforce down. So they need these dogs to go to homes instead of staying at the shelter because they can't have people that regularly go to the shelters to take care of them. And then there are people that are getting rid of their pets. There's people not just dropping them off at shelters. There's people that are asking the dogs to be euthanized. So if you could please, please, please foster, the shelters will supply you with everything. They will give you the food. They supply you with a vet's office that if the animal needs to go to a vet for whatever reason, this is where you go. There is nothing financial, no money you have to pay out to take some dogs into your home during this time. I'm trying to push Jeff into letting us do it. Are you still in here, Jeff? No. He just says no. I actually filled out an application today to foster. Are you listening to me? He keeps saying not happening, but these places are desperate. These dogs need some place to go. So Google your local shelter, and a lot of them will have a thing online where you can fill out a foster application form and go from there. So, it's just a temporary thing. When this at-home thing is over, the shelters will take the dogs back. They just need a place to live for now. So if you can do that, please do that. Something else I have volunteered for is our local senior citizen organization. They deliver, it's called Meals on Wheels. I don't know if Meals on Wheels is something that everybody is aware of. And I know we've got, like Carol Ann. I don't know if this is something they have in Australia. So Meals on Wheels delivers frozen meals to the elderly. And so I'm going to start doing that on Wednesday. And so I go to the place, they're going to load up my vehicle with all the food that I have to deliver on the route. They say the route takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete, and that I then go to the doors, I knock on the doors. I'm hoping they want you to give the food to them. I'll have a mask and gloves. It's totally understood if the seniors are uncomfortable and don't want to open the door to me. So I'm then told I have to tell them I will step 6 feet back from the door. Could they please open the door and get the food? Because they double this up that it is also a wellness check. So it's a way for me to make sure that that senior is still doing okay and doesn't need any kind of help. So if
You only bought half the amount of batteries you need for that thing. It takes 8.
oh, I thought it said 4.
Nope.
Oh, well, that sucks.
That's why it doesn't work.
Okay. So look into your, local senior citizen group, and if you have transportation, please look into doing that, because we need to make sure we're taking care of the seniors at this time. And then I know here too, another thing they're asking people to help is the homeless situation. That, it's really a worry that if we don't help the seniors, the homeless, how are we going to get rid of this contagion, if it just goes into the homeless community? So they need people to help with that, that they're setting up places for the homeless to live in, and they need people to help with that. So look into helping the homeless if you can, while we're stuck. Try and find ways that you can still help. I've told you before, like with the inmates, write them letters. You know, it's Sunday, so The Walking Dead's on tonight, which I tell you guys all the time with Melissa. She loves The Walking Dead. Walking Dead last week's episode was so good. So let's see what happens tonight. So you could write Melissa a letter talking about The Walking Dead that you just watched last night and what you thought of it. She would love that. Marnie loves poetry and scooving. Oh boy, sorry, looking at a thing on the other thing. Oh, sorry. Let's see. No other comments on here right now. Okay, Kat said, I didn't see this. Kat said for Shaun Gayle that she looked him up, and according to what I found, he's not married, nor does he have kids. Interesting. So, anything y'all want to talk about? Otherwise, maybe I'll go nag Jeff. Puppies for everybody. Wonder if, some shelters could start bringing puppies to the senior centers, for comfort animal. I don't know. 2 birds, 1 stone. Help the seniors, have the puppies socialized. I don't know. So is everybody out there in some kind of quarantine? Are you in your house, or have you been ordered to be in your house, or can you go about your business? We went on official stay at home as of 5 p.m. yesterday. So it hasn't even been a full 24 hours that all non-essentials are to close. Okay, Kat's not ordered, but chooses to stay there. Joyce is at home, but will be back at work tomorrow. Yeah, Jeff left work early yesterday, or Friday, so we went to the store. Miley, you're at an essential place, so you have to work. Thank you to all the people who are still going to work. If you have jobs and you are still going to work and putting yourself at risk, that's a big deal. I did just, Jeff and I bought stuff yesterday to make masks. because the clinic that I escort at, that I was at yesterday, they said they need masks. So I thought, if nothing else, if I make these cloth masks, they can give them to the patients that are just sitting in the waiting room, and so the person could wear that and then they'll wash it. It's not the best, but I guess it would be better than nothing, right? So I don't sew, though. Another escort sews, so I bought fabric and elastic, and then we'll cut the patterns to it and then give it to her, and then she'll sew them together. Tiffany isn't ordered. New Orleans is on a stay-at-home order. I will be working until otherwise told. Okay, Natasha had it declared this morning. Yeah, Tiffany says even hospitals are asking for them. Natasha says we are limited to 5 people at a time in grocery stores, etc., and are supposed to self-isolate as much as possible. I saw Denmark. Denmark's been doing some Denmark's been doing some interesting things. So, like, to prevent the hoarding of hand sanitizer, it was like one bottle of sanitizer is $2.99. The second one's $95. I think that's a really cool way to try and stop hoarding. And then I don't know if this was Denmark also, that they showed these red dots on the floor. And so that's when you're waiting in line to check out, you can only stand on these dots. So it's a way to make sure that people in line were the 6 feet apart. Thought that was really cool, an interesting way. Looking at how people are now trying to resolve problems in this have been, the dots are in Australia. Nice. I know there's the people like Italy, I think it was Italy that we first saw that somebody was out on the balcony and sang opera. And I know in Chicago yesterday, neighborhood in Chicago, they sang Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. So there's videos of the people in Lincoln Square singing Living on a Prayer. So see, I'm going to constantly be touching my face, but I'm just at my house, so I can touch my face. Natasha says we have limits of 2 items per person, means toilet paper, cleaning supplies, etc. Yeah, I saw that at my grocery store. There isn't any toilet paper, but there's a sign on there saying a limit, but there isn't anything there. Tiffany says the limiting is a great idea, but these greedy ass people are still bitching and giving the workers a hard time. Yeah, God, be nice. Can't people just be nice? And I've seen the video of like a big thing, flat of toilet paper being pushed out into the opening at a store, and just the way people are grabbing, it's crazy. It's like Christmas shopping at Walmart. The Black Friday scary Christmas time. I don't understand the hoarding of toilet paper either. I don't get it. And now, since it's not available anywhere, it's freaking people out even more that they'll never get toilet paper. Kat says our local 7-Eleven has tape down to indicate where you stand to wait to check out. That's awesome. Heather says, my 19-year-old son works in a grocery store. People are downright rude to him and his coworkers. I haven't heard any stories from my son. He's a manager of a fast food restaurant that is still open, which he has said this is always a bad time at his restaurant. Lent is always horrible for him at his place because they bring special fish that they only serve during Lent there. So it's always a big deal that people love that fish. So it's busy normally, and now it's even worse. So just be kind, people. Chill. Don't get it. Tiffany says a manager at one of my stores was already in tears by 8:30 a.m. on Thursday when I went in. And that's why I know, like a friend of mine today had messaged and he said that he went to a grocery store and he made sure everybody he saw that works there, that he said thank you to them. And then I'm loving seeing, and I don't know if this is something I'll end up doing or organizing for people to do, is people are writing thank you signs to and putting them like at the entrances to hospitals, thanking, all of our medical people and first responders and all that, putting a sign, thank you. Same could be said for, people that are working in the grocery stores, all the places they've deemed essential that are still at work, so grocery stores, gas stations, banks, medical facilities. I know veterinarians are still open, all those people need to be thanked. And, so yeah, make sure you thank them since there are the people who are going to be assholes and treat them like crap. Heather says, right, don't take your frustration out on a cashier because grapes are $3.99 a pound. They don't set the flipping prices. Yeah, in real life, prior to coronavirus, I'll judge somebody on how they'll treat wait staff, when you're at a restaurant. It's not your waiter, waitress, whatever you want to call. It's not their fault if your food isn't the way you want it to be. And really, it's not the end of the world if your food doesn't come the way you wanted it to. And you can, just a simple, hey, whatever. I don't ever send anything back. It's just like, oh, this sucks, but whatever. But they don't make a whole lot of money. And the way it's not the wait staff's fault if your food isn't how you wanted it. And it's just like Heather saying, it's not the cashier has no control over what the price is of anything. And here in Illinois, there is a phone number you can call. Our governor has set up if anybody is doing price gouging. That's ridiculous that you're now going to take something and except for now, I'm sorry, I think it's brilliant to price hand sanitizer as $95 if you buy more than one of it. If you're going to hoard that, try and prevent people from hoarding. There you go. If you're going to hoard, we're going to take a lot of your money. But everybody's doing the best they can in the time they can. So just be nice. Miley says, we had a nurse come into the Costco I work at. The front end folks were joking with her about us being deemed essential workers. She said to that person, your life doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, and I've seen the memes of it too, so all these people who typically make minimum wage or not much more than minimum wage are being deemed the essential workers. And the ones that make tons of money stay at home. Nobody needs you. So it really tells you our minimum wage needs to be raised, at least here in the States. Natasha says, laws here is giving employees a 15% pay increase, much deserved for groceries employees, in my opinion. I agree. Tiffany says, yes, that is horrible. They tried to do that during hurricane season here too. Yeah, not cool at all. Joy says, have you heard about the people bitching about nurses coming to the store? They get stuff thrown at them and verbally, what? Why would you attack nurses? Oh my God. People are nuts. Totally nuts. Scanning to look at notifications. Okay, nothing I have to do there. If they're in scrubs, if you see a nurse, you should be thanking them, especially if they're in scrubs. They think they're carrying the virus on their clothes. My God. Well, but here's the thing. If you see somebody in scrubs, it's not necessarily they're even a nurse. Have you ever worn scrubs? They're really comfy clothes. And in this time of, stay at home, people are dressing comfortably. So maybe it's not even a nurse. But even if it is, oh my God, knock it off. People saying their clothes are contaminated. Your clothes could be contaminated. You don't know. So, how are your clothes any different than the nurses? You're out in public. So, knock it off. We all could be contaminated. I can be contaminated right now. You don't know. So, you should be treating everybody you come across like they're hot lava. Stay 6 feet away from them. Nurse, police officer, teacher, priest, anybody, no matter what your occupation, you can be contaminated, right? So stay 6 feet away from them. If you're going to go out, you have no more right to be out at a store than a nurse does coming home or going to work. So if you're going to go out, you run the risk of coming in contact with somebody who could be contaminated. That's on you, not on them. Jordan says, my mom works at a pharmacy in Green Bay. I think that's what GB is. That's what I'm coming off of right away by saying GB. They have mandatory overtime and are exhausted. No extra pay. Wow. Tiffany says, my job is part-time. No benefits whatsoever. No raise here. That's sad. Right. Yeah. So, employers should be paying the people, the essential workers, they should be getting double time. If you're cutting out people who aren't getting paid and maybe they're now getting some kind of government assistance because they're not at work, you can apply for that. The people who are working should be getting more. They are putting not just their lives at risk, everybody they come in contact with. Or they are then quarantining themselves from their family members. So in order for this nurse, this doctor, this receptionist at a medical facility or office, front end person, they now can't be around their children or their elderly family members. So they should be paid better. Natasha says, I plan on using click and collect or Walmart pickup because screw waiting in line to get into a store. Exactly. You have those options for you, so look into them. If you don't want, I understand the people that are still going to go into a store, and I understand people who don't want to go into the store. But the bottom line is, if you choose to go to a store, don't attack other people for being at the same place you are and acting like they're more contaminated than you are. Yay, Jordan says it did stand for Green Bay. So everybody just chill. You need to overall chill. And pick projects to do at home, find ways you can help others. There were people today and yesterday that were chalking messages on the sidewalk in front of their homes because you're encouraged to still go outside, go take your dogs for a walk your kids, around the neighborhood, so write some chalk messages or, make some pretty art for people to look at. I know people were also encouraged to put their Christmas decorations back up to, be bright and cheery. Find something you can do to try and brighten somebody's day in this horrible time in our history. Kat says the world needs to eat a Snickers bar and chill out. I'm still sticking to my diet for the most part. Now, Jeff and I went to the store 2 days, and I did buy myself a Fannie Mae pixie, so a turtle, but just a one thing. I didn't get myself the whole box of them. I've not been exercising. I plan to get back to exercising tomorrow. We'll be done with this live in like 10 minutes. And I'm going to probably spend the rest of the day laying around doing nothing, but I'm hoping to get active tomorrow. Joy says, yes, around here they're doing chalk messages and put a teddy bear in the window so people take kids on a bear hunt. Love it. How it's cute and fun. Miley says, how's the beet juice going? I'll show you how the beet juice is going. Here's how much I've had of the beet juice. I had a sip of it. This stuff is freaking disgusting. And so my friend Ken, who made the diet for me, I told him this stuff is disgusting and I am not doing it. Then he decided to tell me, oh, but there's this. So there's beetroot pills you could take instead. So I'm not taking this as much as he tells me to. He says I'm supposed to be taking one with breakfast and one with dinner. And there's days I'm forgetting altogether. And then days like I'm only taking one of them. But it's like, why do this if you could just swallow a stupid pill? So, beet pills. It's gross. I'm not drinking it. Going to have purple pee. So, I haven't done the diet exactly as Ken has it. He made it for me that it's a 4-week program. And so this is actually the 4th week. So it ends now. He was doing it because I had said there was going to be a conference in Chicago, a wrongfully accused conference. And I was going to do Justice with Jax episodes there, talking to different wrongfully accused people. And I'm like, okay, well, that gives me a goal of, it's a month away. Let me try and lose some weight. And so the plan that Ken made for me was just for 4 weeks to do. And so at first I stuck to it pretty good, and I have substituted some stuff. And the dinner every night he wanted me to do is just a spinach salad, so just the spinach leaves and then some chicken and some low fat dressing and also low fat mozzarella. And it's like, I can't just do that every night. So that's changed. But I am, and also he was having me doing 6 meals a day, that are little, and I can't do that either. I get why you do that and it's better for you, but I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat. So I'm still only eating typically 2 or 3 times a day. So, but when I only weigh myself on Mondays. So as of last Monday, I was down 10 pounds in 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens when I get on the scale tomorrow, but I have not worked out this week. But I did have a lot of walking I was doing because we had our primary this past Tuesday. So I was out walking a lot, giving out literature for my candidates. So it wasn't like I didn't have any exercise, but so that's why I'm saying I'm hoping tomorrow to get back to exercising. Carol Ann says, I ate a tin of beetroot and had pink pea the next day. Oh, Christy says, my face looks thinner. Huh. It's weird. I don't look at myself very often. And I always say I'm like a reverse anorexic, because when I look at myself in the mirror, my body in a mirror or whatever, I never seem to look as large as I really am. And then I'll see a picture and it's like, holy cow, look how big I am. So I don't know why that is. That to me in person, when I look at myself, I don't look bad, but or as bad. And then a picture, it's like, oh my God. But I not saying I'm not fat, because I am, but a lot of my weight, sorry guys for this TMI that you may or may not like to hear, are in my boobs. My boobs are ginormous. And so that adds to me looking so huge, because the boobs are so big, and it is so hard to get a bra that's going to hold these puppies up. And because and there are stuff that might, but then it's so uncomfortable to wear, and so then no matter what you pull on, they're hanging down closer by your stomach and making look bigger. Heather says, doesn't help taking pics with Marnie's tiny daughter. Yeah, that one's funny. And well, it doesn't look as bad here, the one with me and Marnie. But just look at how the height difference. Marnie's family, I've never met her mother, but Marnie's dad, all three of Marnie's children, they're wee little folks. Christy says, I have tiny boobs, and if I lose weight, it comes out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these to go, because I don't normally have these when I'm at a healthy weight. Carol says, can you send stamps and letters to the inmates? No, Carol, you can't. Prisons always have themselves set up that everything has to be bought through them. So you can't do that. So all you could do is put money in their commissary that they could use to buy stamps with. So somebody else would probably be better. I don't recall. You would have to. So the thing, let me click on it over here. You have to have your own account with this Connect Network GTL. All right, I have clicked on it. Let me put this link over here for you guys. So when you go to that link, there's create account, and then there's sign in. So you would create an account, and then there's facilities. So then you would pick, so like Marnie and Melissa are in Logan Correctional in Lincoln, Illinois. Stephen Avery is in Waupun, Wisconsin. So you would click that, and that would be a way that if you set up that account, you would be able to directly put money into their commissary. And then something else I've always said, and here I'll put it on here, and people will attack me for it. If you don't want to set up your own account with the prison and do that, you can put money in my PayPal. Here's my link to my PayPal. Tell me who you want it to go for, and I'll put it through my account there onto their commissary. And then I will email them and say, this is from so-and-so, so You can do it that way. Christy says, do the girls already have lots of magazines? Well, when I tell you about their box, the same thing goes with like books and magazines and stuff. Everything has to fit in their box. I'll show you. I'll give you an example. So they're only allowed so much stuff in the prison. When I go and visit Marnie and Melissa, Marnie on occasion sends me home stuff. So this way she can get new stuff there and this stuff comes home. So I've got this. All right. So that's Marnie's number. R87186. This is, and then the date I collected it was March 12th, 2020. It's a fan box. So there's a lot of fan boxes that they get. And so she sends this home with me. It's still all sealed. I don't open it. And it's the next time I see Marnie's dad, that's what this stuff is going for. And in Marnie's case, this is all books. So this was an easy one to take. Let me show you. This one's ginormous that I had to take home. So I have those right now. They had been sitting in my car for whenever I would see Larry next. And now I just have them sitting on my porch. So next time I see Marnie's dad, I will give him the boxes that Marnie said are books. So they're only allowed X amount. And so she wanted to clear stuff out. So I think I've taken stuff from her like 4 or 5 times. So I don't know what magazines they have there for sure. I know a magazine that Melissa really likes that she gets from her mom a lot. It's called Birds and Blooms because Melissa likes to draw. And so she likes to see, different, because Melissa doesn't draw, like envisions something and draws it. She looks at a reference. So she likes to draw butterflies. Like the monarch butterfly is her favorite. So her mom will get her the Birds and Blooms. Melissa too is very into her Catholic religion. So she likes reading things from the Bible and such. So if that's something that people would like to send to her. And then Marnie is Jewish. And so Marnie will run the Jewish service at the prison because there really aren't many at Logan that are Jewish. So, it's like only 2 or 3 people will come when she does these regular Friday services. I believe it is. But I believe there are ways from Amazon that Amazon has an inmate thing that you could order a magazine or a book on Amazon and it'll go from Amazon to the inmate. And that then so like if you go to Amazon and if you shop on Amazon, don't just go to Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com. And what you do there is you register and you pick a charity that then pennies from your orders on Amazon will go to that charity. And actually, the WMP Justice Review is one of the ones you can select, which is who I have currently on my smile.amazon account. So everything that I buy there, WMP Justice Review will make, but if everybody did it, if you get a million people that they're going to get pennies from, then that'll add up and it'll be money that will help them Justice Review team take on more cases to try and free more wrongfully convicted. But so like if you go into Amazon and you search books for inmates, then they're only going to show you books that could be sent to inmates, that there's the rules of, can't be hardcover. Whatever all the rules, like in magazines too, when magazines have those little index cards that are ads for something or another, they can't have those in it, that kind of stuff. So I think there's like a whole inmate world on Amazon. But like I said, if you go to Amazon, please go, so put into your search smile.amazon, and then it'll come up there and register for that. And if you would like to pick WMP Justice Review to be the benefactor of that, great. But you could also search. I've had so many different ones over the years that I've changed it around and donated to different charities. So even if you're doing your normal shopping, it's a way you're going to help somebody somehow. I always try to look for the things I do to try and help others. So, all right, we're at 1 hour here. So I guess I'm going to end this for today. Probably we'll start going live on a regular basis. So, and then we're also talking about going live on a regular basis on WMP Justice Review to discuss Marnie's case. So I'll try and give you all a heads up when it's been decided when we're going to go on. So maybe you can join us. Of course, there's the thing with YouTube. You have to subscribe to this channel, and sometimes you get a notification telling you of when I go live. It doesn't always work. So I don't know. And I don't know when it's going to say I'm violating something and remove it, but we'll try. So yes, everybody take care of yourselves. Make sure you stay 6 feet away from people and look for ways that you can help others. And we'll talk again soon. Guess if you ain't got nothing else.